Welcome back, guys. It's me, the green coated olive, and today we're going to be talking about My Hero All's Justice, the game basics. So, to get it started off with, the target combos, which is basically just basic combos, and you just press a button multiple times to execute a combo. Um, Counter attacks, these are the attacks you can't be knocked out of by basic attacks. In some gameplay we see this is now the block quick one button, so like Y or triangle I think it is on controllers. And I guess they changed it because it used to be like tilt basic, but there might not now be a tilt basic and it's just over here now. This also replaced the spot where the alt button used to be, and that moved to somewhere else. So it's like it looks like they're just changing around a lot of stuff for this new installment, which is kind of weird, but sure. And so yeah, that would be blocking and then the quick one button slash Y or triangle, and yeah, it would do that. Then there is two quick buttons and technically four quick actions. Quick 1 and quick 2 are basic button presses, your triangle or Y or your circle or B, I think it is. And then you can activate 3 and 4 by tilting the stick slash moving the stick and pressing the same 1 or 2 quick button, but then it'll do a different action. In the air, sometimes you have more. Some characters have the exact same stuff in there, some characters have different stuff in there. Depends on the character. Then there's goading, which is obviously blocking attacks. And it looks like you can also block in the air, which is kind of weird, but it definitely increases the skill ceiling, I guess, which is always nice. Wall blocking, if you wall blocking, if you no, you don't have to be. Oh, yes, you do. My bad. I was thinking of the complete wrong thing. Wall blocking, if you press the target combo button slash like X or square, I think it is on PlayStation, then you can do an unblockable attack, which can go through obviously guard and just basic stuff, I think, but you can get hit doing it, so it's not like invulnerable. Obviously this attack is unblockable, but it also is, if you get counter attacked, it's much easier to. And also, if they dodge out of the way, you're probably just gonna get destroyed. Speaking of dodges, there are now dodges where you can dodge in a certain direction. You can do it on the ground or in the air, and it costs some of the block meter. But they have like a big block meter now in this game, so it's like cool. There's two other defensive options you can pick from. One is a counter clash where your three characters, or however many are left alive, knock away the opponent from doing an attack. And first, we all thought this consumed this shiny thing at the top. It still might. There hasn't been anything to prove it doesn't. I don't think so. I think there might have been a clip showing someone do it and it doesn't consume that, so I don't think it does. But there's another clip that 100% can shows what it does. It's an emergency exit slash escape slash like emergency dodge, and it's where you press down on the stick and you just get launched out of the opponent's combo, and it uses that thing. I don't know how you get more of them because clearly there's two slots of it, and you always start with one. So I wonder how you would get another one. Maybe it happens when a character dies, but I don't know. Um, and then the ults. Um, this is kinda confusing because it's just they change the placements of them a lot. Or they're called ults or plus ultras, which is if you block and then press the quick 2 button, which is circle or square, um, and it will do this like move, and it's like does a lot of damage. I don't know how else to describe it, but basically while you do that ult, you can connect it with another character's ult, and then so you can eventually connect all three of them together, or just one or two, which is pretty cool because there is three blows of the ult meter, and so obviously you're going to want to use it if you guys know what I mean. Um, the ult meter is for every character, so it will stay the same no matter who you switch to, and You can just use it for ults. I don't know. And oh yeah, if you gotta use your mind on it because if you do switch a character with the ult, it's like the last character ulting will be the character you're now on. So you will have to think for that. Um, hmm. By the way, yeah, I already said that. The last thing is the block jump. I kind of called it. That's just because that's the two actions you would click. I'm pretty sure X or yeah, X or A. I think on the PlayStation and Xbox controllers, it's basically just um, it wasn't used at all in the last game, so it's like a new whole button press, which is kind of cool. But it looks like it won't be the alt 2s, the big cutscene alts. It looks like they removed the big cutscene alts, which is not that cool. Or else they just haven't shown anything off of them yet, which is like, I don't know why you wouldn't, or why you wouldn't even confirm them in the game, but it's like, sure, maybe they're not. It looks like this button, though, will activate the rising mode instead of doing another ult. And obviously, sure, the rising mode, cool. And obviously the rising mode is either giving the character a new technique, a power-up, or a transformation to make them different and stronger. The rising bow is shared between three characters, so technically you can insta-rising, I guess you could call it, when you switch in a character. Which, there is a clip of Shoto doing that will probably be on screen now because I'm talking about it. There's also just the run button that was in the last games, and well, it lets you run around. Cool. In Rising, geez, a loud truck just drove by. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was crazy. In Rising mode, you get new and different moves, but you also get this thing called a rising action, which is used by the same thing as activating rising mode, and it is this like special move or something, but I can't really lock down what it is because I saw a clip of Darby doing it and it looks like he's just jumping backwards, but that would be not make sense. And then there's one of Shoto doing one, and it looks like he like tries to grab them, but it's like we haven't seen it actually happen yet, so I don't really know. There's also a clip talking about a rising action and it's like Dobby doing a kind of alt move, but I don't know if that's the same thing because it didn't really look like the same at all. But it's just kind of confusing. Also, while you're in rising mode, you cannot switch to other characters, just for the record. And that also means whenever you're ulting in rising mode, you can't connect ults with other characters. Obviously, the ults will probably be stronger, but you still can't triple connect them. Oh yeah, by the way, there's 3 health bars because you will have to eliminate all 3 characters. There's no longer rounds, there's just character health bars. It looks like the time is like 400 seconds for each round, which is pretty good. And obviously there's the 2 bars at the bottom, which is the rising bar and the ult meter bar. And obviously the stuff at the top we've already talked about. Health bars, shiny thing that lets you do an insta escape. So that should basically be all the UI and mechanics and how the game works. That's everything you'll need to know just for playing the game. And that should be it. Hopefully this was helpful to anyone who didn't fully know what it was happening. It is still kind of confusing, but it does look like that's what everything will be. Just the basic stuff, the quick stuff, the ults, and the rising form, which will be new and interesting. By the way, in a few days, I should have a very long video out talking about every single thing confirmed for the game so far. Because I was going to release something like that about all the leaks and stuff and all the things that have been revealed so far, but PAX West is just about to start, and there's going to be a demo that will probably show off all 6 characters in the full form. Toga, Dabi, Shigaraki, Bakugo, Deku, and Shoto. And so, just in a few days, I'll talk about if the hub is shown, if the story is shown, if the training mode is shown, if different game modes are shown, the full moveset for all those characters, and I'll just go and make an interconnected web of all that to show everyone. And then, because since we get so much information, that means we'll probably be on break from seeing any information about this game for a while. So hopefully that will be the final conclusive thing until a new trailer comes out. And hopefully you guys stay tuned for that sometime this weekend, hopefully.